My name is Molly Cairney, and I am the Executive Director of Arts Possible Ohio. We are the statewide service organization on the arts and disability here in Ohio, and we work with artists of all ages to make the arts more accessible and more inclusive across the board. And that includes doing work with individual artists with disabilities. It also means that we partner with a lot of cultural organizations, museums, and other institutions to make sure that their policies and practices are as accessible and inclusive as possible. This work has always been really important, but I feel like, and I think the community feels like, we're at a point right now where we're at a crux. We're at like a crossroads between continuing to operate as we always have, where we sort of, do the best we can, and the other direction, which is to really push to be as radically inclusive and radically accessible as possible. We've seen tremendous upheaval in the last 2 to 3 years, sort of culminating in the recent, intersection between this pandemic, which has really brought to light a lot of inequities and issues in our communities. And that, along with the civil rights activism and the Black Lives Matter activism that's been happening. And we at Art Possible Ohio believe in a really intersectional approach, with the idea that one human rights fight and initiative will lift all. So no one who is disabled is only disabled. They're disabled and a person of color, or they're disabled and they're a woman, or they're disabled and they're gender non-binary. And so we really see our role as, yes, advocating for disability and accessibility, because we understand that if places are accessible and inclusive, then everyone benefits. And we also believe that it's not, so previously there was this idea that you're accessible so that artists with disabilities can sort of also participate. But we really believe that it's not just necessary for artists with disabilities to participate, but they should be guiding the conversation as well. So it's not just, let's have more people with disabilities visit our museums. It's, why aren't our museums collecting artists who have disabilities? Why aren't we hiring people with disabilities at leadership levels and bringing them into the board of directors and having them be a part of the conversation from every level and facet? And that extends to arts organizations like Arts Now. How can we, on the one hand, make the website really accessible and the programming really accessible? And on the other hand, how can we hire and champion and make artists with disabilities a part of the whole conversation?